Minnesota Twins baseball.
Number 17, walk-off hit. Base hit, right field. Dozier to third, took a wave on around. Hunter's throw is airmailed to the pitcher, and Pinto delivers the game winner.
A walk-off winner from the young and powerful Hosemill Pinto gave the Twins a reason to celebrate and stalled the Tigers' push to the postseason tonight. The Twins with a chance to win the series here at Target Field. Well, Hosemill Pinto was called up September 1st, and he has made an immediate impact with the Minnesota Twins. Last night, he collected his 10th RBI in just 17 games played in the big leagues. He's only 24 years old, but he is eager to learn and improve both behind the plate and at the plate. Ron Gardenhire says he is always asking questions, trying to figure out how to be a consistent major league hitter. And even though he's only been here a few weeks, he certainly made a big impression on the manager.
He knows how to defend the plate a little bit, and that short swing really helps him. You saw it last night, get himself in a little bit of a hole, but he, took a nice short swing, didn't try to do too much with it, and shot it the other way. And, that's kind of ahead of your time. I mean, you don't see very many young hitters being able to do those things, and he's been able to do that stuff. So hopefully it continues. It's been fun to watch.
And tonight the Twins are hoping Scott Diamond will be also fun to watch. Dick and Bert will take a look at some of the keys to success for him tonight with a tough task against the Tigers.
Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. It's another beautiful night for baseball at Target Field. The Twins and Tigers game 2 of a 3-game series with the Tigers on the verge of another division championship because of the depth of their rotation. Last night it was Justin Verlander. Tonight the Twins have to face Doug Fister. Scott Diamond takes the mound for the Twins, hoping to finish the season on a high note. He had a difficult go through most of the 2013 season. He'd love to pitch the Twins to a win here tonight. And it is a beautiful night for baseball at Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the second game of this three-game series. Scott Diamond has had a difficult turn in 2013, 2012. Turned out very well for him, but he's had a difficult time with some health and some other issues.
Yeah, 12-game winner last year, probably the ace of the staff last year. But Scott Diamond, like you mentioned, Dick, you know what? He has off to a bad start. He went down to AAA, has responded very nicely. Coming off a quality start in his last start in Chicago. You saw the numbers for Diamond against the Tigers. Even though he's 2-3, very good 3.35 ERA in his 8 career starts.
Not much has gone right for the Twins lineup. Justin Morneau traded. Joe Mauer on the disabled list. Josh Willingham has been hurt. The one most positive development of the development of Brian Dozier.
Yeah, Brian Dozier's really stepped up, and I think what we see not only defensively, but as of late offensively starting to pick it up. His numbers from last year in 84 ball games compared to where he is now, Twins feel that he might be a 270 hitter with power, and he showed some of that power last night when he tied the game in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Twins didn't do too well in the spoiler roll out on the West Coast. They hope to do much better here at home. Last night, a dramatic come-from-behind win. They'd like to put some wins together here in the final homestand of the year. The sky temperatures, I suppose, around 70 degrees by now. Perfect September weather for baseball. And the Twins played a good ball game last night. Their starter kept them in the game, and some late inning dramatics all led to a Twins win over Jim Leyland and the Tigers in his 22nd year as manager. I'm sure Jim had some very thoughtful comments about the Pirates getting back into the playoffs for the first time since he was managing the Pirates back over 20 years ago. The Menards batting order for Detroit: Austin Jackson, followed by Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Victor Martinez, Omar Infante, Matt Tuiasosopo, Alex Avila, and Ramon Santiago.
And Scott Diamond on the mound this evening, making his 23rd start, his third against since he's been recalled, his fourth start against the Tigers. This season, he's 1-1 with a 4.67 earned run average. Diamond, remember, early on struggled with his control, then lost his confidence, was set down to Rochester, kind of found it again down there, and pitched very well. He came up a couple starts ago against Oakland. Didn't fare too well, 4 2/3 innings, but a better start in his last start in Chicago, where he ended up winning that ball game 4-3.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Cleve Thomas is in left. Alex Presley is in center. Ryan Gomez is in right. Trevor Plouffe, Eduardo Escobar, Brian Dozier, Chris Parmalee around the infield, and Josmil Pinto behind the plate. Well, I'm willing to throw out the start against Oakland because that just was kind of a foreshadowing of things to come in terms of a Twin starting pitcher trying to shut down the Oakland attack. All right, was I right? 70 degrees? And we're told it's 72 degrees. Under clear skies. Austin Jackson, Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera facing Diamond. And missing down low, ball one.
Yeah, Diamond in his last start, a win over the White Sox in Chicago last Wednesday, threw 95 pitches in 6 1/3 innings. Gave up 3 runs.
1-1.
Scott, not a strikeout pitcher, of course. Usually better control than he has shown so far this year, but his key: change speeds, hit the corners.
Tried to hit one there. Brian O'Nora said ball 2. And now 3-1 with Hunter on deck.
Diamond's last start, 2 walks, no strikeouts against the White Sox. 46 strikeouts on the season and 119 innings pitched.
Swing and a miss. Jackson will take a walk, 52 of those, but 128 strikeouts. And his win against the White Sox broke a personal 5-game losing streak. And now he'd like to put together a winning streak toward the end of the season. Fouled away. Fouled away into the seats after his stint in Rochester, where he pitched very well. And then again, after his start against the White Sox, Diamond used the word confidence. And I can't imagine what it must be like to be out there against the best hitters in the world if your confidence is anything other than at its peak.
Especially when you're a control type pitcher, you just can't blow somebody away with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Took 8 pitches, but Jackson retired 1 away. Torrey Hunter will hit next. 3 hits, a couple of doubles, and in the middle of most of Detroit's offense.
Yes, he was. Torrey Hunter in his first at-bat, an infield base hit. Then in the 5th inning, an RBI double. And this is probably a blessing right here that ball went out of the ballpark for a ground rule double because only 1 run scored. And then in the 7th inning, another extra base hit, another double for Torrey.
And Diamond hits the outside corner. This year, Torrey Hunter turned 38 years of age. Line, and that was sailed by Escobar. Hunter has another base hit. Hunter hit it well. Well, it looked like for most of its flight out toward shortstop, Escobar thought he was going to make the catch.
Well, sometimes hitters hit the ball so hard it becomes almost like a knuckleball, and Escobar almost saying that ball moved away from me. I mean, Torrey, he hit that ball sharply right past Escobar. I think Escobar was surprised. You can almost see no seams on that ball the way that it went past Escobar. So Torrey, like last night, picks up the first hit of the ball game.
Miguel Cabrera will bat. Hitting a robust .350. And Diamond delivers low, ball 1.
And Cabrera 10 hits and 21 at-bats against Scott Diamond with a home run. Well, he's got those kind of numbers against a lot of pitchers. Cabrera in his 6th season with the Tigers, his 11th season overall. Big bat.
5-4. Plenty of time to complete the double play. The barrel of the bat ended up at the feet of the shortstop Escobar. saw his team pick up his 998th career win. Of course, all with the Twins. And the Menards batting order as he looks for career win number 999. Alex Presley, Brian Dozier, Trevor Plouffe, Josh Willingham, Osmeal Pinto, Ryan Domak, Chris Parmalee, Clayton Thomas, and Eduardo Escobar.
And the Twins tonight facing right-handed pitcher Doug Fister, making his 32nd start. See the numbers on Fister: only 43 walks, 151 strikeouts in just over 200 innings pitched, making his 3rd start this season against the Twins.
Presley to lead things off. Couple of hits in the ball game last night, and he takes strike 1. Presley lines it foul, and you can't help but think what must have been going through his mind as the Pirates clinched a playoff spot yesterday, and instead of being a September call-up for a playoff-bound club, Presley dealt to the Twins, where he's become instead an everyday player.
And I think you know what he wants to do for his career. He wants to be here and get that opportunity, something that he wasn't getting a lot of in Pittsburgh.
2 strikes, and right back to Fister. That's pretty much the same play Jared Burton had last night.
No, the play that Dozier had after it got through Burton.
Northland Ford defense for the Tigers. Tuiasa Sopo in left, Jackson in center, Hunter in right. Cabrera, Santiago, Infante, Fielder, and Avila, the same infield surrounding the mound.
Yeah, somebody asked me if I took Burton to the backfield and hit him fungos, and there is no backfield here, so no, I did not.
Plus, I think Jared's smart enough to not go back there with you in the first place. Here's Brian Dozier. Strike 1. Dozier with the dramatic game-tying home run in the 9th inning against Joaquin Benoit. It's important, I think, to note that the Twins had the nice comeback last night, 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, 1 in the 11th. Against, it could be argued, the top 3 relief pitchers. Well, not McConan, but they got a couple of runs against Veras, who's been their most reliable setup guy. And Benoit was perfect in the closer's role until last night.
Well, even Jim Leland said, you know, he's still a great pitcher. I'm going to go to that. He was put into a situation that you don't like your closer to be in, and that's coming in the 8th inning. After Verlander pitched 6 shutout innings, the Twins fought back, and that's the best part about the win last night. You know, they did not give up. And yeah, with the Twins down 1 in the 9th inning, Brian Dozier tied it at 3 apiece. And then it took a couple more innings before Pinto drove the winning run home, and that being Brian Dozier.
I asked Dozier today, he said, yeah, he hit that ball about as hard as he can. But Benoit wouldn't have been asked to come into the 8th inning if Veras hadn't struggled so much earlier. It kind of threw the whole bullpen plan out of whack for the Tigers. Down and in, 3-2. No, excuse me, ball 4 to Dozier. He's aboard with a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Plouffe. I'm going to make kind of, sort of, a call.
Stolen base, maybe?
No, I'm not that irrational. Trevor Plouffe's going to hit a home run tonight.
I like it.
And I say this only because he and Brian Dozier were asking me about making home run calls and whether I called Dozier's last night, and I said no, I did not. And Trevor said, well, why don't you call one for me tonight? And I said, well, I would pick an at bat then. And he said the second at bat, but I think generally we can just say he's going to hit one tonight, and if it happens to be the second at bat, then he and I will look very smart.
Well, against Doug Fister, he has 2 hits and 17 at bats, but one of the hits,
you never know.
Home run.
You never know. 1 strike to Plouffe.
And Fister's been pretty stingy as far as allowing home runs, only 13 on the year. Now here's a guy that the Twins may want to run against because he has that high leg kick. 6'8", Doug Fister. 8 stolen bases against him in 13 tries. Avila has struggled behind the plate, throwing out runners.
2-1. Dozier is the second on the team in stolen bases. I asked Ron Gardner this afternoon specifically about Alex Presley, whether he had the green light, and Gardy chuckled, shook his head, and said, yes, we're trying to get him to run. We're trying to get a lot of our guys to run, but what happens is Presley wants to leave a good impression. He doesn't want to, he gets thrown out, and that discourages him from trying it again.
Well, the thing about Pfister, he gets a lot of double plays, 25 double plays turned behind him. So maybe with, with Dozier taking off, it might make one of the infielders move a little bit towards second base, might create a hole.
2-2 to Plouffe.
Dozier has a good lead at first base. Wow.
You know what? He took off, but then he saw Pfister slide step and slammed on the brakes. 3-2 now to Plouffe.
Now I'd have to say that he's going.
Time called. Plouffe asking for time.
Well, there he is right there, 25 double plays. Joe Saunders with Seattle has the most. Kevin Correa, 24.
Dozier goes, and Plouffe hits it hard up the middle. Dozier around second. He'll gain third base.
Well, it wasn't a home run, but it was a base hit that advanced Dozier, and he worked the count to 3-2 against Pfister. And with Dozier taking off, he hit it sharply up the middle, and Brian Dozier just keeps chugging. And he chugged all the way over to third. So a good start to the Twins here in the bottom of the first against Pfister.
Josh Willingham, the batter. 6 for 20 against Pfister with a couple of home runs throughout the road trip, and even last night. Twins have had a terrible time playing with the lead. Wrap to third. Cabrera fires to second, and there'll be no lead after the first inning. Willingham bounces into a double play on the first pitch.
Welcome back to Target Field, where the Twins and Tigers are still scoreless after Doug Visser works out of a jam in the bottom of the first. Now, the Tigers have arguably the best starting rotation in all of the American League. Last night we saw Justin Verlander strike out 12 Twins, and Doug Visser is really no picnic either. Ron Gardenhire says that is why it is so important for Scott Diamond to keep the Twins in this ballgame early on. We saw last night what can happen when you get to that Tigers bullpen. So Gardy says if Diamond can just limit the damage and hang in there, the Twins can really have some fun at the end of this game. So we'll see what they can do tonight, guys.
Thank you, Jamie. It worked out well for the Twins last night. As for Verlander, he said after the game he felt he had the best curveball he's had all year long last night, and that's one of the reasons he was able to bottle up the Twins.
He did not have it the first inning, but then he kept throwing it when he was ahead in the count, and then all of a sudden there it came. Remember, in the first inning he struck out Willingham on the slider, went to the slider, and then as the game went on, that curveball came back. He had tremendous stuff.
Fielder fouls it back, and I would think even in defeat you take out of a game like that last night something positive, and that is that Verlander with tremendous command of the breaking ball, it developed for him over the course of the game. And as you're looking ahead to October, I mean, you want your starting pitchers in command of their stuff, and I think reading between the lines for Verlander, he took a step in the right direction last night.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk. You know, he had struggled since after the All-Star break, 3-6, an ERA just under 4. But don't tell the Twins hitters that last night. He struck out 12 in the 6 innings.
Fielder, Martinez, and Infante here against Scott Diamond. 2 strikes to Fielder. And Brian O'Nora granting time.
Well, left-handers this year hitting .325 against Scott Diamond. Right-handers .299.
Scherzer will start tomorrow night for the Tigers.
A chance to sit down with Max Scherzer this afternoon and talk to him a little bit.
Just out of the reach of Plouffe, and on an 0-2 pitch, Fielder's aboard with a single.
That was like a tomahawk right there. That was a fastball away that Fielder just dropped the barrel of the bat on it and went into left field. That pitch was about shoulder height, it looked like. Take a look at this pitch right here. Yeah, it's letter high away. The ball hit so sharply. Plouffe got by him in a hurry. Second hit for the Tigers.
Hottest hitter for Detroit in the second half of the year has been Victor Martinez, hitting .371 since July 1st.
A good hitter from both sides of the plate. As a right-handed hitter, hitting .278 with 4 of his 13 home runs from the right side.
Ball 1. The Indians game started an hour before this game. And so whether they will admit to it or not, I'm sure the Tigers are scoreboard watching.
Well, Scott Diamond's been able to get some double plays, 14 double plays. And this would be the right guy to try to make him hit it on the ground with Fielder at first.
1 apiece. If Cleveland loses tonight and the Tigers win tonight, there will be a celebration in the visiting clubhouse here at Target Field. 2-0 to Martinez. 3-0. Infante on deck. Diamond gave up a first inning hit but got a ground ball double play in the first. Martinez in all likelihood will be given the green light here. And he takes ball 4. And Pinto going to the mound. Infante to the plate. You can join the fun here at the ballpark as the Twins celebrate Fan Appreciation Weekend starting Friday. All fans in attendance will get a 2014 wall calendar presented by Ford and your Northland Ford dealers. You'll also have a chance to win seat upgrades, autographed baseballs, food and beverage vouchers, and more. The Twins want to say thank you all weekend long here at Target Field. Call 833 Twins or visit twinsbaseball.com. Get your tickets for Fan Appreciation Weekend.
Well, Plouffe and Parmalee may be looking for the possible bunt off of the bat of Infante, but he has not sacrificed yet this year. He's hitting .316. He squared around right there.
5 in a row out of the zone for Diamond. Got ahead of fielder 0-2. And Rick Anderson's going to come to the mound here. He must have noticed something mechanically that he wants to address with Diamond. Quick trip to the mound. Diamond's got 2 ground balls, 1 to short to start the game, and then the double play grounder off the bat of Cabrera. And again, we saw it last night. Anderson spending significant time talking to the rookie catcher. Pinto just kind of thrown out there trying to figure out how to get out of these situations with a pitching staff he's getting to learn, but he doesn't know very well yet.
You still have to make quality pitches. He can only put signs down. It's the pitcher that has to take control when you have a rookie catcher back there. Diamond knows what he wants to throw right here. Hopefully it's something down to get a ground ball. See if Infante again squares around. Would not show bunt there, but I'm sure he was taking a pitch.
And he took it for a strike, 1-1. Squirted to right, a base hit, fielder held up, and he'll only gain third base. So they're loaded up now, and nobody out. Bases loaded for Matt Tuiasosopo.
It's almost the same type of hit Infante got in the second inning last night, just kind of hitting it softly into right field. So third hit for the Tigers.
And a real jam here for Scott Diamond. Tuiasosopo. Twins will play the infield back. They'll give up a run and see if they can get a double play grounder here. And then behind him, Alex Avila. Swing and a miss.
Tuiasosopo has struck out 52 times in 157 at-bats, about once every 3 at-bats. That's what Diamond would like to get right here.
You said before, though, in beating the White Sox 6 1/3 innings, no strikeouts. 1-1. Start before that, just 1. He hasn't struck out more than 1 batter in his last 7 major league starts. That's hard to do. 1-1. He's got 2 strikes on Tuiasosopo. Last time he struck out more than 1 batter in a start. He struck out 5 against the Yankees on July 1st.
Well, you find out what's your strikeout pitch right here. You want a strikeout. You need a strikeout. And this is a good pitch right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What does he feel he can strike him out with?
Broke another bat. They'll come home and get the force play. Diamond absolutely shattered Cabrera's bat in the first. And Tuiasosopo sent one out near second base. Most of the bat ended up sailing lengthwise past Diamond, 1 away.
That's Brian Dozier getting smarter and smarter. He knows who's at third base. Now fielder at third, not the quickest. And Dozier comes in, throws a strike to Pinto. Pinto keeps his foot on home plate, and the force out. They could have tried to double play, but why not get that runner at home?
And Avila's strikeout prone too, if anything more so than Tuiasosopo. 109 strikeouts for Avila in 317 at bats. Flipped foul, 1 strike. The Twins have not cornered the market on all the strikeout prone hitters. Tigers have some too. It's just not who you think they would be. It's not Cabrera so much. He hasn't struck out 100 times yet, despite driving in 137 runs and hitting 44 home runs.
Well, Avila 1 for 5 against Scott Diamond, but Scott's been able to strike him out 3 times.
One strike to Avila.
And Avila hitting only 149 against lefties.
Pounded foul, 2 strikes. Well, his strikeout pitch, or at least his perceived strikeout pitch to Tuiasa Sopo, was a high fastball. That was to a right-handed batter. Two strikes to the Tiger catcher. Missed down and away.
There are the numbers against lefties.
Just the 30th pitch for Diamond, but it seems like he's been out there a long time. This second inning threat. Struck him out. 2 down. When Diamond succeeded last year, he was never a guy that, didn't have men on base. He was able to pitch out of trouble a lot last year.
Yeah, good heartbreaking ball right there, and Avila swings through it. So a big strikeout. Couple nice plays so far. The play by Dozier getting Fielder at home, and then the strikeout of Avila.
And Diamond is 1 out away from pitching out of the biggest jam you can imagine as a pitcher. Bases loaded, nobody out. Anthony's a strike.
Ramon Santiago, a switch hitter, as a right-handed hitter, hitting just 196.
Missing inside 1-1.
Jose Iglesias still nursing that hand injury. So Santiago getting some time at short.
Late on a 91-mile-per-hour fastball, a foul tip, and it's 1-2.
This would be a great job for Scott Diamond if he's able to get Santiago out right here.
One and 2 to Santiago. Fouled it at the plate.
Whalen with over 1,700 major league wins. Gardenhire, a couple short of 1,000.
One and 2 to Santiago, the number 9 hitter. Nearly hit him. 2-2. At the point earlier, Diamond last year when he succeeded went 12-9, an ERA at 3.54. He wasn't a guy who relied on 1, 2, 3 innings. He gave up more hits than innings pitched. Just was able to do a great job of damage control. Obviously not so much this year.
I think the one thing you look at from last year, only 31 walks, Dick, in 173 innings, even though he gave up more hits to innings pitched, almost like Brad Ratke when Ratke pitched for the Twins.
2-2. Chopper left side. Plouffe has it. Fires to first. Great job by Scott Diamond. The Tigers come up empty-handed in the second. You can vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Pinto, Doman, and Parmalee in the Twins' second, facing sinker baller Doug Fister. Ball one. He's had a threat, a walk backed up by a single, first and third, one out. Then on the very next pitch, Fister got a double play grounder. Pinto takes it down the middle.
Yeah, Pinto got the game-winning hit last night, driving in Dozier from second base in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Out in front of the breaking pitch. Gardenhire lauded Pinto's approach at the plate last night. Rookie player, big spot with the winning run at second. He didn't try to do too much, just stayed within himself, lined a single to right, checked his swing, and call him out again. A number of times here over the last few games, Pinto on check swings has been struck out, one down.
Yeah, just trying to hold up, but unable to. Ryan O'Nora, the home plate umpire, called it. Slider right there. Looked like a pretty good pitch anyway. Pinto tried to hold up, but the barrel of the bat went a little bit too far, says O'Nora. Fister picks up his first strikeout.
Here's Doman, and he takes strike one. One and one. Doman in right field. We've seen him DH. He's not going to catch anymore. Of course, the Twins announced yesterday Joe Mauer's been shut down for the season. Joe was at the ballpark today. Side again, 2-1.
Pretty good trade that the Tigers made to get Doug Fister from the Seattle Mariners. He was not having a lot of luck, even though he had a pretty good earned run average in Seattle. Combined in 2+ years, 12 and 30, with an ERA just about 3.5. And when the Tigers got him a couple years ago, he went 8-1 for them in 10 starts. Pitched very well at the end of the 2011 season. Last year had a couple injuries, was 10 wins and 10 losses for the Tigers. And this year, over 200 innings pitched. First time for Doug Fister.
3-2 to Doman. Parmalee will follow.
Talked a little bit last night about their starting staff. They have 3 starters that have already over 200 innings.
To left center field. That may run the gap. Doman will have at least 2. And he'll hold up with a 1-out double. And Doman driving the ball with authority to the opposite field.
A good hit right there, because it was a fastball away. Didn't try to pull it, just went with it. And for Ryan Doman, his 28th double of the year. Doman pinched hit in last night's ball game in the 8th inning and got an RBI double.
And now Parmalee. Got to hit his first time up last night. And he takes a strike over the inside corner.
Parmalee 2 for 8 lifetime against Fister.
Inside.
Fister making his 3rd start against the Twins this season, his 12th career start. 4 wins, 7 losses against the Twins, but an ERA at 3.12.
Slow breaking ball. This is 2-1. You were talking about the front 4 for the Tiger rotation, meaning Verlander and Scherzer, Fister, Sanchez. 3 of them are acquired in trades, including Fister, as you said. Swinging a foul. Sanchez coming over from the Marlins. Scherzer, the probable Cy Young Award winner, coming over from the Diamondbacks.
And then Porcello and Verlander, the other two starters, signed by the Tigers.
2-2 to Parmalee. Twins would like to get some clutch hits early in the ball game. They saved them all for the end of the game last night. And there's a hit. Doma to third. He's going to be waved in. The throw from Hunter to the plate, not in time. And now Parmalee will go to second with the throw going by Fister into the dugout. Fister was where he should be, but he didn't get the ball, and it'll be 1+1. Parmalee will end up at third base. Now Jim Leyland's going to talk about the ruling.
He's going to want Parmalee at second base. But I think when Torrey wound up and threw that ball low to Avila, we're going to ask where Parmalee was. And Torrey charging, and then...
Well, he wasn't at second base, I can tell you that. You can see he slammed on the brakes.
Right. Nolan scoring the first run of the ball game. Parmalee picking up his 24th RBI.
Apparently the ruling was Parmalee started toward second base once the ball cleared him.
Once the ball goes in foul territory, it's where that runner is. If he was still getting to first, then he'll only stay at second. It's the two bases that you get.
Twins get a clutch hit from Parmalee. He'll end up at third base. An RBI single.
But it's a play that Fisters, who's backing up, has to go all the way back to almost the railing to not allow that ball to get into the dugout like it did.
Infield in. You know, I think it might be proven wrong. I thought that's about where he was standing. He was standing, I think, behind the on-deck circle there.
I thought he was right on top of the on-deck circle, and when the ball got by him, he didn't really kind of watched it go into the dugout. It'll be an RBI single for Parmalee, then the error given to Avila.
Now 2 quick strikes to Clete Thomas. Thomas has not driven in a run since the end of July. He's stuck on 13 for a long time. The Tigers have the infield in. He's trying to get one airborne to the outfield. Right to the second baseman. Infante, 2 down. They'll bring up Escobar. Set your compass due north Thursday nights on Fox Sports North. Join host Bill Shirk and Laura Schara as they take a look at the stories and adventures of outdoor enthusiasts in the upper Midwest. Due North Outdoors Thursday at 6, only on Fox Sports North. The Twins baseball that night, the first game of the Cleveland series. Escobar got a big double for the Twins, drove in a run late in the ball game as a right-handed batter, and he lines it foul. Strike.
So if you're sitting down at field level, you cannot take your eye off that baseball.
Up high, 1-1.
You know, these ballparks are so close now to the field.
That ball sailed right over the on-deck circle, and I'm just so fearful of the on-deck batters who are about, what would you say that is, 30 feet from home plate? Lifted to left. That's got some carry. Sopo going back, and he makes the catch right in front of the wall. Andy Dirks had a similar ball last night hit by Escobar. This time, Sopo makes the catch. Diamond, who pitched out of a big mess in the second inning, hopes for an easier time of it in the third inning.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that kind of picks up a ball club too, that, what Diamond did in the second inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, not allowing the best hitting team in baseball to score. And then the Twins came back, a double by Domit, the base hit by Parmalee. They take a 1-0 lead.
Top of the order for Detroit. Jackson, Hunter, and Cabrera. Strike one from Scott Diamond. Jackson had an 8-pitch at bat before grounding out to Escobar to start the ball game. We're already in the 7th inning in Cleveland, tied at 1. I don't like the situation we had in Oakland, where the game in Kansas City was moving along so rapidly, starting an hour earlier and being played at a much more rapid pace.
That's Jimenez for the Indians. He started that ball game, and then Santiago for the White Sox. So both of them pitching well.
Hit to right center and well. Domit at the fence makes the catch, one away. A warning track fly ball for the first out. And that'll bring up Torrey Hunter. Hunter signing a 2-year deal with the Tigers. And he's a different ball player than he was, say, 5-7 years ago when he was in his last years with the Twins. But in some ways, I think he's a better ball player. No longer a Gold Glove winning center fielder, but he's hitting for a higher average. And given the graph line, you can imagine after this year, Torrey playing another 4 or 5 years if he wants to.
If he wants to, yeah. I mean, Torrey coming off a great year last year with the Angels.
Oh.
Right up the middle. Watch out, Scott Diamond. Torrey gets his second hit.
He's having a tough time getting the ball off of Hunter's barrel. 1-out single here in the third. You can get interactive with us by participating in the AT&T Twitter poll. And tonight we're asking who will win the AL MVP award. Vote via Twitter using the hashtags on the screen. Who would be your vote?
I'll tell you what, it's tough. I mean, Mike Trout, and Chris Davis both having great years. Miguel Cabrera, his Tigers are going to go to postseason. Baltimore and the Angels are not. Does that come into play?
Yes, to me it does.
This guy won the Triple Crown last year.
Kicks away from Pinto. Hunter to second base.
Yeah, that ball looked like a ball that should have been blocked right there by Pinto, even though it'll probably be a wild pitch charged to Diamond. This ball looked like it landed just on the other side of home plate, maybe skipped off the plate. No, that ball's got to be knocked down. And this is something that I'm sure they will work with Pinto on, trying to deaden that ball off his chest protector. The wild pitch is charged to Diamond.
Tap foul. Cabrera had his bat shattered. And the ball ended up in Trevor Plouffe's glove. He started an inning-ending double play.
If Cabrera holds on and wins that batting title, that will be his 3rd American League batting title. He's won it the last 2 years.
One and two. Joe Mauer finishing his season at .324. Mike Trout starting today at .325. So Joe could still conceivably finish second in the league in hitting. Fouled away. He is hobbled, and he can't do much of anything without giving evidence of that.
You have Cabrera that hardly ever misses a game. I mean, he's missed some this year because of that groin injury and oblique strain a little bit. But then you have Fielder at first base that's playing in his 501st game. If you're you know, a player, everyday player, you better not want to come out of the ball game when you got your 2 leaders that are out there day in and day out.
And Cabrera strikes out. Diamond got him with another breaking pitch in the dirt. This one was blocked or caught by Pinto. 2 down.
Better job by Pinto right there, getting in front of that ball and keeping it in front of him. A second strikeout for Diamond. So going down in the zone, that hard breaking ball, and there's what Pinto should have done against Torrey Hunter's wild pitch, but a good job.
Pretty much the same pitch.
Yep.
The first one went a few inches farther across the plate.
You learn. You know, that's what the youngsters need to do. Make mistakes and then you correct it.
Fielder singled his first time up, got as far as third base, actually made an out trying to score on a ground ball, and Diamond delivers outside.
Remember, he tommyhawked that 0-2 pitch that was out over the plate in the left field.
High and deep to center. Presley back to end the inning. Another man left aboard. No 1-0 Twins lead after 2.5.
Or link to what's next. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us.
1-0 Twins. We've got a run in the second. Alex Presley, Brian Dozier, Trevor Plouffe will hit here in the third against Doug Fister. A lot of great Twins fans out there, and none greater than Marion Mulvihill, who is celebrating her 90th birthday. Marion from Minneapolis, a Twins season ticket holder. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Marion.
Presley drives one to center. Jackson has it measured. 1 down. And that'll bring up Brian Dozier.
Doug Fister making his 127th Major League start. 43 wins, 50 losses. 6 complete games, 1 shutout. That coming against the Twins last year in Detroit in September.
Dozier walked out as far as third base in the first inning. Down low, ball 1, while the White Sox and Indians still tied at 1 in the 7th. The Indians aren't paying too much attention to this game. I don't think they're holding any realistic hope of catching and passing the Tigers. The game they're interested in, the Houston and Texas game, where the Astros not only have a base runner and a hit, they have a run against Yu Darvish and a 1-0 lead over the Rangers.
Dozier lifts it down the right field line toward the seats and back in them. 2-1.
You would think in that Houston game they better win 1-0 because they're not going to score anymore against Darvish. He has pitched great against them. But there's a wild card standings with the Rays and Cleveland 1-2 right now, with Texas breathing down Cleveland's neck.
Inside. And if you're Kansas City and the others, you got to hope for, among the three teams on top, something like 15 losses here in the final week of the season, which probably is not going to happen. Dozier swings and misses. 3-2. Everything's pretty much decided in the National League. There might be some switching around. Cardinals could stumble and lose their division lead. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh could still win a division.
Well, I'm happy for the Pirates. It's
Isn't
been
that
a long
something?
time. Yep. They had quite a celebration in Pittsburgh.
Of course, in the middle of it was Justin Morneau, who was traded to the Pirates, and Justin had a couple of seasons where he was unable to participate in the postseason here in Minnesota. So he's a latecomer to Pittsburgh, and for at least one game he'll be back in the postseason. A little dribbler in front of the third baseman Cabrera, who can just pick it up. And Dozier blasted a long 400-foot plus home run last night. It's a 75-foot single here in the third.
The old swinging bunt.
Sanford Health injury report involving another wild card contender. Manny Machado suffered an ugly injury, and we're happy to report it's not as ugly as it appeared. Apparently there's such a thing as a secondary ligament in the knee, the medial patellar tendon ligament, and while he tore that, it's not something that will require surgery.
I'll tell you what, the way that he went down after he rounded first base, I mean, it looked bad, a lot worse than what they're reporting right there.
So a break for the Orioles, who were swept by the Rays and pretty much knocked out of the wild card competition. One strike to Plouffe. He hit a sharp single up the middle his last time up. And now he dumps a single to right. Dozier will round second and move to third. Plouffe doesn't have a home run yet, but a pair of singles against a guy who's been pretty tough on him.
And that's good hitting right there by Trevor Plouffe. And that's, I think, we've seen from Trevor over the last month and a half, taking that pitch away and just lining it into right field. Plouffe picks up his second hit, fifth hit for the Twins.
And now Willingham was up for one pitch in his first inning at bat against Pfister. He pounded a grounder to Cabrera, who started a threat-killing double play. Strike one. Alejandro De Aza driving in a run for Chicago. They've got a lead on the Indians. Slow breaking ball, just missed the corner. 1-1. In the low 70s. Offers at that curve, a miss, and it's 1-2.
It's just been a frustrating year for Josh.
Had a runner at third with less than 2 out twice, and haven't gotten that runner in yet. This is the third opportunity.
Willingham with 14 home runs, his last home run coming September 10th when he hit 2 home runs here against the Oakland A's.
1-2. That is a foul ball. And looked like Brian O'Nora made the right call. He backed away and stepped toward the Tiger dugout. That's a pretty active umpire. He didn't have a whole lot of time to get a look at this. Watch the umpire as he shifts to look right down the line, and you can see field it in foul territory.
Yeah, this is the call of the home plate umpire until it goes past the bag. And that's what Brian O'Nora saw right there. Foul ball.
Fielder had a foot on the bag. That would have been the second out. Then they were attempting to come home and get Dozier. So breaking ball. Willingham strikes out. 2 down, and now the rookie Pinto.
Big strikeout for Pfister, picking up his second strikeout. Oh, that big slow curveball, good location, and Willingham swings through it.
Pinto struck out on a check swing. Rookie can get a big 2-out hit here in the third. Inside ball 1. Last night's win, a nice one for the Twins, and there haven't been enough of those. The Twins entered this game in the history of this ballpark 20 games below 500. Want to know to Pinto. That was a half-hearted swing.
That fooled him right there. Maybe looking something soft, and Pfister threw the fastball by him. One thing Pfister can create at 6'8", that downward plane, that angle that you talk about for pitchers to create that downward angle toward the catcher's glove. And it's straight over the top.
Slow breaking ball taken for a strike, and he's really featured that pitch in this jam he's found himself in here in the third. Threw what, 3 of them to Willingham, right?
Yep.
Two and 2. Pinto fights it off.
It's not a Verlander type fastball that Pfister has, but after those slow curveballs in the low 70s, all of a sudden that 89 to 91 mile an hour fastball looks 95, 96.
Another 2-2. Back to Pfister, and that'll end the threat. The hits for the Twins that leave another runner at third. 1-0 Twins. Last night's starter Mike Pelfrey will join us when we come back. Twins won a ball game last night because Mike Pelfrey came up with what we felt was one of his better starts. Mike, congratulations, your last start of the year, and we said up here we thought it was one of your better ones of the season.
You know, I thought so too. You know, obviously I didn't have my fastball, you know, velocity last night, but you know, I think my secondary stuff was probably, you know, the best it's been all year, and you know, I was able to mix that in, and you know, even behind in the count, and I think that was the big difference.
Yeah, you know what? I think one thing that I have seen, Mike Burt, here, that your pace has picked up throughout the summer. I know you had the surgery back in May of last year. Were you surprised that your velocity seems like it's starting to come back? I mean, you know, you were going 93 to 95. Maybe not last night. You were fighting the flu a little bit, but that velocity is starting to come back.
Yeah, it's good. You know, I obviously didn't know, you know, how long that was going to take, or you know, if it would ever come back. You know, I've played with some guys where, you know, velocity, you know, didn't come all the way back, but you know, I think through the whole process I've been pretty, you know, blessed. You know, I haven't had any setbacks, and you know, I felt good for the most part, and you know, I felt like I kept getting stronger and stronger. So you know, hopefully it'll get even better after, you know, I take a couple months off and rest.
Mike, for our viewers' benefits, who's pelting you with sunflower seeds?
I think it's Kevin Correa. Yeah. Actually, I just caught him right there, so that's definitely him.
It's a little payback time for you, I think.
Well, Mike, assess the first season, what your hopes were coming back from surgery as quickly as you did, and in retrospect now, since last night was your last start, how you think it all went.
You know, looking back, I think you know, I had a bad year. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, overall, I had a bad year, and you know, I think I had 3 good months and 3 bad months. You know, April, May were bad, and September was bad, but you know, I thought the 3 months in between I thought were you know, fairly good. You know, maybe I came back, you know, too soon. Maybe I didn't. So I don't really know that, but you know, I set my goals pretty high, you know, coming into the year, and I didn't reach any of them. So you know, it was a down year. You know, I'll go into something off season, and you know, there's things, different areas that I can improve on. You know, try to get better and be better next year.
But you got to realize, I mean, you really didn't have a solid year. Even in 2011, you were hurting a little bit, and you know, you missed almost all of 12. And then this year was kind of okay. You know, well, we've seen a lot of guys struggle that first year, and then you got to be looking forward to next year.
No, I am. You know, I think, you know, a couple days ago, the 21st was, you know, 13 months of straight up playing catch. You know, so I'm pretty fatigued, but. So the time off will be good, and you know, everybody that's, you know, had this surgery, the people I've talked to always says that the, you know, second year is better. So I'll be looking forward to next year. You know, definitely, especially you know, I left this season you know, healthy, you know, which is, you know, I think all I could ask.
I know in the paper a lot there have been a lot of things said that you want to come back here and pitch again.
No, and
no foul.
Good foul.
It's a fair ball and a home run in a 1-1 ball game. And Diamond wondering where that pitch 2 pitches ago was.
Yeah, I love it here, and you know, Minnesota's been great, and it's been pretty refreshing. You know, coming from New York, so I've enjoyed my time here, and hopefully there'll be you know, hopefully there'll be a lot more of it. But that's a bridge I think that you know, hopefully my agent and Terry, you know, will cross you know, fairly soon.
Here's the home run that Martinez hit to tie the game.
Yeah, high fastball right there, about you know, letter high, and Martinez, power from both sides. His 5th home run as a right-handed hitter, his 14th overall. Makes it a 1-1 ball game.
And Fonte with nobody out, nobody on. Well, Mike, the sense I get from talking with you and just seeing you smile around the clubhouse, that maybe the upper Midwestern lifestyle a little bit more suitable to you than New York.
Yes. You know, that's definitely a positive. It's more my style. You know, it's a lot more laid back. It's more about baseball. You know, there's a lot of you know, other distractions, you know, going on in New York, and you know, if you have a bad year there, I mean, they let you hear about it, you know, and it makes that year even longer. But it's been pretty good here, and it's kind of like I said earlier. It's kind of refreshing, you know, playing in Minnesota. I mean, the fans have been great, and you know, this clubhouse is awesome. The coaching staff's great. So you know, it's definitely something that you know, I would like to come back to.
Let me ask you, Mike. You know, during now this is your last start. go home, relax a little bit, not throw for a while. Another one.
To left, 2-1.
Mike, you're bringing some good luck.
No, this isn't going too well. It's not what we planned.
Well, it has nothing to do with you, and it really has nothing to do with what we do here either. It's usually that pitch that's left out over the plate, and Infante hitting his 10th home run. Back-to-back home runs for the Tigers. Is 2-1 lead now. But Mike, when you go home, you're just going to relax a little bit, aren't you? I mean, you've been throwing that ball for a long time, like you mentioned.
Yeah, hopefully I can treat this like a normal offseason where I'll go home and I'll take the whole month of October off, and then when November comes around, I'll start lifting again. Start lifting lower body and upper body, and start doing cardio again. I think probably when mid-December comes around, I'll start playing catch again, and I'll start to get the arm back in shape and be ready for spring training.
Well, Mike, thanks for the time here today, and continue good luck. And if the stars align and you're back with the Minnesota Twins, that'd be just fine with us up here.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, see you guys.
Now back to the field where Scott Diamond was a little flummoxed by a pitch that he did not get called by Brian O'Nora. A couple pitches later, Martinez hit a home run. Now Infante's hit one. Tuiasosopo hit one deep down the right field line, a foul ball, and now 1-1. Here's the one I think Diamond thought he should have been. Strike 3 to Martinez. And 2 pitches later, he left one up and it got whacked. Another splintered bat, backhanded by Escobar, and a strong throw gets Tuiasosopo. Well, the Tigers have 2 home runs against Diamond, and he's absolutely splintered 3 of their bats.
Well, the barrel of the bat ended up by Escobar, who made a great throw from deep short.
One down in the 4th, and now Avila. Mentioned the season series with the Tigers has been a good one for the Twins. They've won 8 times and lost 9. Twins won the season series with the White Sox. Team the Twins have had problems with, the Kansas City Royals. 4 games coming up with Cleveland. They can do something about that season series, but in the division, the Royals giving the Twins the biggest problem. The biggest problem for the White Sox this year has been the Indians. They've beaten them 12 straight times, and they're leading now 3-2 in the 7th. Wade Thomas with the catch, and there's out number 2. Nightly on Fox Sports Live, join Jay Onright and Dan O'Toole, along with Donovan McNabb, Andy Roddick, Carissa Thompson, as they bring you all the scores, views, and highlights you need. Catch Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. 2 down, and Ramon Santiago.
A big fan.
Big Tiger fan. Santiago drives a base hit to right. 7 hits for the Tigers against Scott Diamond.
Well, we saw him do a great job in the 2nd inning of damage control when he worked out of that bases loaded no out situation. But here left some pitches up. Martinez and Infante back-to-back home runs, and Santiago picking up a base hit.
Austin Jackson with a bouncer to short and a warning track fly ball to right. Hauled in by Ryan Doman. Strike 1. Brantley hit a home run as soon as they started playing the bottom of the 7th. Jason Kipnis with an RBI single. 3-2 Chicago. Again, they've beaten the White Sox 12 straight times this year. One strike. Another check of Santiago. Texas has tied Houston 1-1, bottom of the fourth. It does not appear like the Royals are going to get in to the playoff field of 5. Whether Cleveland is the second team in the American League Central to do that. Here's a drive to deep left center field. And that one's not coming back. Third home run of the inning, and it's 4-1. Austin Jackson nearly hit a home run in the third inning, and he does here in the fourth.
Well, for Austin Jackson, his 12th home run of the year. So it bombs away here for the Tigers in the fourth inning. 3 home runs by the Tigers, and they take a 4-1 lead. Breaking ball, and Jackson just went down at great wood and hit it into the bullpen area of the Twins.
Now Hunter, who has absolutely blistered 2 line drives against Diamond. Strike 1. Second line drive sailed past Diamond before he could even see it. That's what's played out here tonight. Middle inning trouble. Scott, before his demotion, it was always, it seemed, the 5th inning that grabbed him.
Yeah, one thing the Twins have to look at is Scott Diamond here at Target Field in his young career. Yeah, here at Target Field, he is 8-16 in 28 starts with an ERA about 4.6. He's actually pitched better on the road. He's 11-9 on the road in 28 starts with an ERA of 4.2.
2 strikes.
This year he's 2-8 here at Target Field, 4-3 on the road.
By every
this where you want to win at home.
And by every analysis, statistical and otherwise, this is a good pitcher's ballpark. Chopped to third. Kloof has it, sets, and fires, and that ends the inning. But the Tigers go deep 3 times, once with a man aboard. Now they lead 4-1. You can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by Toyota. Let's go places. To find the nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Probably matters very little, the difference between trailing 3-0 and 4-1. It's 3 runs the Twins need to make up. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Ryan Doman leads off the 4th. Got a double and a run scored in the 2nd. Doman with doubles in his last 2 at-bats. Last night as a pinch hitter and in his first at-bat here tonight. Fisher tried to knock it down with his spike. Probably a good thing he didn't. It rolls to Santiago, 1 away. before Parmalee's at bat. Let's get you caught up.
Well, the Twins took a 1-0 lead. Domet double, and then Parmalee scoring them on a ball that Avila got an air. Twins took a 1-0 lead, but then in the fourth inning, 3 home runs, back-to-back home runs by Martinez and Infante. And then 4 batters later, Austin Jackson, a 2-run home run. That's a 4-1 Tiger lead.
Parmalee with an RBI single to right, went to third base on the throwing error charge to Hunter. Down low, ball 1. On the outside corner. Swing, 1 and 2. You pointed it out from time to time, probably with Fister on the mound too, where Fister's foot lands in his delivery as opposed to a conventional pitcher. It is a stride almost toward the Tiger dugout. And then he pitches across his body. Parmalee strikes out. Out number 2. Let's go now to Los Angeles for a Fox Sports 1 game break. Thank you very much. Ball 1 to Clete Thomas.
Yeah, go back to what you're saying about Fister, Dick. Even though that he does throw across his body a bit, you watch his follow through. He comes over that left leg very well.
But it's a lot like Jared Weaver. We pointed it out when Weaver pitched. He does the same thing, and the ball tends to come out from somewhere between second base and the shortstop. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Well, we're going to see a pitcher tomorrow, Max Scherzer, that's so tough on righties because Fister's more over the top. Scherzer's, you know, he works off that third base side of that pitching rubber, and he comes almost like he is standing at shortstop, throwing it toward right-handed hitters. Right-handers off of Scherzer hitting just 169 this year.
Thomas takes a call, third strike. Fister handed a 3-run lead, handles it professionally with a 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th.
outside the Minnesota Lottery Winners Circle with Sue and Mike. They are celebrating their silver anniversary, the big 2-5. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Now, I can see from your sign you've already met Dick and Bert before. Can you tell me about that?
Well, last year I had a surprise, and I put my wife's name in for her 50th birthday, and we got to go sit in the booth with Dick and Bert. That was a great time. We really had fun.
Well, I don't know if we can top that, but we will give you $100 worth of scratch-offs from the Minnesota Lottery. So happy anniversary. We hope you have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dick and Bert?
Yeah, I love the bunny ears that she had behind her
I
head.
wonder why she wore those that particular night.
Yeah. Well, you were here by Circle. Happy 25th.
Well, I just figure we ought to move forward now, and since they were here on her 50th birthday, 25th anniversary, every significant holiday in her life, you should be a part of acknowledging it.
It would be my honor.
The Tigers breaking loose with a 4-run fourth inning, and now Cabrera leads off the fifth. Pinto to the mound.
Yeah, Scott Diamond wants something here, and Pinto didn't put it down, so Diamond's going to talk to him. He struck out Cabrera on a good breaking ball down in the third inning. Diamond with only 2 strikeouts in the ball game. .70 pitches right now for Diamond. 48 strikes.
1-1. Diamond has a couple of strikeouts, including Cabrera. Outside. 2-1. Left hit well. Thomas has to reach out and snag it. 1 away. They'll bring up Fielder. The Twins want you and your family to be part of this year's Fan Appreciation Weekend. On Target Field on Sunday, every child 14 and younger will receive a 2013 Twins team poster presented by New Era. Kids and adults alike will have the chance to win some great prizes like seat upgrades, food vouchers. Join the Twins as they say thank you to each and every fan this weekend at Fan Appreciation Weekend. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com for tickets. Fielder takes ball 1. This will be the 75th pitch for Diamond. He's given up 8 hits and 3 home runs.
I think of Scott Diamond when he looks back at this season. It's kind of like what we were talking to Mike Pelfrey. You know, not the best of years, 6-11, ERA at 5.5 coming into this ball game. But it's the multi-run innings, like last inning, the 4th inning, that really hurt Scott Diamond.
Sky to center.
Needs to do a better job of damage control.
2 down. Martinez with that. Pepsi fans of the game. Staring intently at the big screen. Watching the replay of Fielder's fly ball that was hit higher than it was from home plate, it seemed like. Martinez, a walk and a home run. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland 3-2 over Chicago. If the Indians win that game, there cannot be a celebration here tonight, even if the Tigers beat the Twins. And then the 2 teams in Cleveland will play a night game again tomorrow. And it could be that we'll have another situation where the team the Twins are playing can clinch while they're playing the Twins. That was the case Sunday in Oakland.
Now, there could be 3 overall. The Tigers and then Cleveland when they come in. You know, they're trying to get into that wild card. And I've said it before, I hope the young guys watch. I was surprised, as I mentioned, in Oakland that more guys didn't watch the celebration. And if the Tigers do it here, watch the reaction. The guys like Brian Dozier, and Arcia, Pinto, all the young guys that hopefully one day will continue to wear a Twins uniform. Trevor Plouffe, everybody watch how they celebrate and say, okay, what do I have to do to get there? Well, remember, it's not an individual thing. We showed you, Mike Trout having a great year. Davis having a great year, but they're going to be watching postseason too. It's a team effort.
3-0 now to Martinez. He walked on 4 pitches in the second inning. Pops straight up in the air. It's backing out of play. Three and one.
Some guys have to take a year off like Martinez did last year because of the 2 surgeries, and then come back and they may be having a tough time finding their swing. And he did, I think, the first couple of months, but boy, he has it back now. You mentioned since July 1st, the hottest hitter in baseball.
This one in play hit straight up in the air. And Dozier with the catch. And it's a 1-2-3-5. Much better inning for Scott Diamond. Four to 1 Tigers, bottom of the 5th. Eduardo Escobar to lead things off against Doug Fister.
Fister's retired 5 in a row and has picked up 3 strikeouts in the last 5 batters he's faced. 4 in the game.
He's led 1-0. Had a threat first and third, 1 out in the third, and then Fister settled down, got out of that jam. Cut through the Twins in the 4th, 1-2-3. Now 2-0 to Escobar. Dribbler up the line, and Fielder gets it before it crosses the baseline. Escobar retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Alex Presley. We've had swinging bunts, but we have yet to have a bunt attempt for a base hit.
Oh, watch this ball right here. It's going to go foul, but then Fielder grabs it and steps on the bag for the first out.
Presley with a comebacker and a fly ball to center. Down and in, ball 1. Tigers with great starting pitching. 1 through 4, which is all that will matter come playoff time. The best the mound, skips over to Santiago. Best in the American League, or so it would appear. 2 down, and that'll bring up Dozier. If you're looking for something extra special to take home after a game here at the ballpark, check out the kiosk at the ballpark that has a vast array of game-used merchandise from bats to balls to jerseys. All items used in a game at Target Field. You can check it out between gauge 29 and 34 out in right field. Next time you're at a ball game, stop by, find something unique. Get tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS, online, twinsbaseball.com.
You know, Dick, you're talking about the Tigers starting staff, but then you also have to look, we just left Oakland. Their starting staff's pretty good. Tampa Bay Rays are pretty good. Kansas City, of course, you know, they're not going to go to postseason, but the other one in there is Tampa Bay, Boston.
Well, the 5 teams we listed there, I think we're looking at 4 playoff teams and a contending team.
Right.
We'll face Scherzer tomorrow, and we'll miss Sanchez. They've seen enough of him this year, I think. 1 and 2. Dozier with a walk and a single. The average sitting at 250. The guy on deck, Kloof, also has his average sitting at 250 right now. Inside, 2 and 2. Tiger bullpen got a bit of a blow today. Phil Koch, veteran left-handed reliever, going back to Detroit to get an MRI on his elbow. That hasn't loosened up. He tried to throw yesterday and reported today stiffness, and that doesn't sound good at all.
Well, he's had some issues this year.
Full count to Dozier with 2 gone in the 5th. Foul back. Just trying to get something started here with 2 down in the inning. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. That low 70s breaking ball. Another 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fister.
Detroit Tigers team, and that's the subject of tonight's Grand Casino Social Spotlight. We want to know if you think the Detroit Tigers are a legitimate contender to win the World Series this year, and why. So if so, or if not, tweet your answers using the hashtag DetroitLegit and make sure it's DET legit, and we will use our favorite tweets in our post-game show, guys.
Well, thank you, Jamie. That reminded me how sick I was in Oakland of the song "Too Legit to Quit." They kept playing that MC Hammer song. That's kind of their theme song out there. MC Hammer, a former Oakland bat boy. They're bringing that song back.
Well, that's the thing about postseason. Detroit last year went to the World Series, but San Francisco just shut them down big time. 4 games, they swept the Tigers. The Tigers scored a total of 6 runs in those 4 games. And this is a good hitting ball club when you have Cabrera and Fielder. And now they've added Torrey Hunter. Victor Martinez is healthy.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. And Viciedo with a home run for the White Sox. They're tied at 3, top of the 9th. Hey, when you were with the Pirates in '79, the "We Are Family," that was a current song, right? As I recall, that was a popular song at the time. You just kind of adopted it as the team's theme song.
Yes.
I mean, "Too Legit to Quit," that's like a 15-year-old song. The video, remember when Kirby Puckett of the Twins was a part of the video, and they were taping it when the Twins were out in the Bay Area.
Oh, it was cool. The next year when we got our World Series ring on opening day in Pittsburgh, Sister Sledge was there.
Oh, really?
Sang the song, yes. What a great moment.
Fly to center. And for those who don't remember or never knew it in the first place, Sister Sledge was a group. It wasn't one person. Alejandro De Aza's homer for the White Sox, and things have turned in Cleveland. Might be a celebration here yet. And Scherzer may be doing an imitation of De Aza's home run swing. Tuiasa Sopo will hit. That's the thing, as we said while we were in Oakland. Information is available immediately anywhere these days. It was one of the worst moments in Twins history was when the Red Sox beat the Twins at Fenway Park in the last weekend of the '67 season. And they say that the Red Sox still had to listen via transistor radio in the clubhouse to hear the final score of the Detroit White Sox game. And here, if you're in the clubhouse, you can watch the telecast. If you're in the dugout, you got a smartphone, you can find out immediately what's happening pitch by pitch. 1-2. And now 2-2.
'89 pitches for Scott Diamond, 59 strikes.
Side. Houston and Texas tied at 2, top of the 6th. And again, as far as the Indians are concerned, there's some interest in this game, but the focus outside of their own ball game is the Texas game. Swing and a miss. Tuiasa Sopo down. And Diamond set down 6 in a row.
And Scott picking up his 3rd strikeout. Good breaking ball. Tuiasa Sopo swinging through it.
Two down. Alex Avila, the batter. We imagine that Chris Perez is on the mound for the Indians, giving up a couple of 9th-inning home runs. Outside, ball 1. Avila's average dropping to 226. And now 2-0.
lifted to left. And retreating is Thomas. Still on the grass, makes a catch. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for Scott Diamond.
I got a chance before the ball game today. Tomorrow in our pregame show, got a chance to sit down with Max Scherzer, the starter for the Tigers. Ask him some questions about his career and how he grips that great sinking fastball, and his slider and his curveball and his great changeup. 20-3 on the year. He's probably the front runner for the Cy Young Award winner this year.
Twins down by 3, starting bottom of the 6th. Trevor Plouffe lifts it to right field. Corey Hunter over a few steps. And a quick first out here in 6th. 9 in a row. Set down by Doug Fister. Don Kelly in the game. He's in for Tuiasa Soko on left. Josh Willingham in the play. Double play and a strikeout. Struck out on one of those low 70s curveballs in the 3rd inning with runners at 1st and 3rd, and at the time 1 away.
Yeah, Josh's first 2 at-bats, he had a chance to put the Twins on the board, but hit into that double play to end the 1st, and then struck out with runners at 1st and 3rd in the 3rd.
Two strikes to Willingham. Game that has no direct impact on the playoff field. Michael Walker of the Cardinals has got a no-hitter through 7 innings. Bernard Span tried to drop down a bunt in the 6th inning. They didn't like that in St. Louis.
And what's the score there?
2-0.
Trying to win a ball game. 2-0's fine. If it's like 5-0, then it might be different.
1-2 to Willingham. 2-2. Pinto will follow. The Indians might be headed to the playoffs, but they've got a closer crisis with Perez giving up 2 home runs. He was taken out of the game, and the Indian fans cheered as he came off the field and was taken out of the game. Willingham takes a call, 3rd strike, 2 down.
And strikeout number 6 for Fister.
MLB.com at bat is celebrating 5 years as your #1 mobile app for live baseball, available for iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Phone 8. At bat delivers Twins baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. 1-0 to Pinto, the hitting hero in the 11th inning last night. Bounce to third. Cabrera has it. Now Fielder has it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fister.
Took a 1-0 lead, that coming in the second inning, but it was the fourth inning that the Tigers did some damage to Scott Diamond. Back-to-back home runs by Martinez and Infante. And then later in the inning, Austin Jackson, a 2-run home run. That made it a 4-1 ball game. Since then, Scott Diamond has settled down, 7 straight outs he's recorded, while Doug Fister has retired the last 11 Twin batters.
It'll be Ramon Santiago, Austin Jackson, and Torrey Hunter in the 7th.
Well, both starters 6 innings. Just that one bad inning for Scott Diamond. Fister has been able to get 9 ground ball outs, 3 fly ball outs to go along with his 6 strikeouts.
Santiago takes a strike. Santiago, after the 2 home runs and after the second out in the 4th inning, got a single, and then Jackson hit a 2-run home run.
You know, he's had a nice career, kind of a utility guy, never really got a chance to start on a regular basis for a long period of time.
Tap to short. Escobar has an easy play. 1 down. Fox Sports is proud to team with Feeding America, a nationwide network of food banks that helps feed more than 37 million people in America each year through pantries, soup kitchens, and shelters. Visit feedingamerica.org/Fox Sports. Learn how you can fight hunger in your community. Together, we're Feeding America. Austin Jackson nearly hit a home run in the 3rd inning. He sent Ryan Domet in front of the scoreboard in right center field. And then he did hit a 2-run home run. Take the score from 2-1 to 4-1. Two and 0. And I've been trying to finish 7 innings. Twins have kind of left the rotation open for the balance of the week. Strike 2-1. Tonkin warming up down in the bullpen with Mike Pelfrey done for the year. There's a chance Diamond could come back on Sunday. Here's a sharp ground ball single to left. And we'll see whether Ron Gardenhire makes the move, and now here he comes. Diamond throwing. 101 pitches, and he'll come out of the ball game. Torrey Hunter's get a couple of blistering line drives against Diamond, and he'll come out without the chance to win the ball game here against the Tigers. And if the Twins want to put him into the rotation again on Sunday, of course, that's yet to be determined, but his season might very well be done. Certainly his night is done with the Tigers up 4-1.
That one bad inning, he left some pitches up, and the Tigers took advantage of it with 3 home runs off of him as he leads the ball game with a runner at first base, 1 out, trailing 4-1. Michael Topkin coming into the ball game, making his 7th relief appearance, and actually pitched well in Oakland. 2 shutout innings. Couldn't say that about the 2 pitchers.
He was the guy. I knew somebody did.
Yeah. Duncan getting called up on September 8th. It's his 3rd step this season with the Twins, making his 7th Major League appearance. Started the season down in Double-A, then promoted up to Triple-A for the Twins. He appeared against the Detroit Tigers in Detroit back on August 21st. Gave up 3 runs, but all 3 were unearned off of him. He has yet to give up an earned run.
One out Hunter at the plate, a runner aboard. Hunter 2 for 3. Had 3 hits in the game last night. Down and away, ball 1. Every outing that Tonkin can have, like the one he had in Oakland, will go a long way toward projecting him forward into the bullpen plans as soon as next year. One thing, when the Twins have had great bullpens, good bullpens, or bullpens that haven't been so good, there's always been turnover from within. There's always been some new guys, even when the Twins had, the dynamite bullpen with Guardado saving them, and Santana and Romero, 3 outstanding relief pitchers just from the left side. So Tonkin, who had a good enough minor league year to warrant a look here in September, has incredible stuff. Might figure prominently in the Twins' plans out of the pen next year.
It's been such a good bullpen, Dick, and then you start looking at some of the young arms in the minor leagues that are getting that opportunity. You say, you know what, this guy could probably pitch at this level. Twins have to get starting pitching, and you might have to get rid of some of your relievers to get some of those starters via trade.
Strike called 1-1. Ron Gardenhire today brought up the possibility yet that the Twins are still considering Brian Dunsing has the stuff they think to be a potential starter. Same too for Ryan Presley, although they really like Presley's presence is a mid-90s fastball and sharp breaking ball out of the bullpen. 1-1. That's the mound and past Dozier. Third hit for Hunter again tonight. Jackson checks in at second base. First and second, one down. So the former Twin doing quite well here at Target Field. And Cabrera's up with 2 men aboard. Scott Diamond, of course, he wants to be a part of the rotation next year. And what specifically he'll do, I don't know, but my guess is he'll do whatever he can in his mind to be ahead of the game next year when spring training arrives. This year he was behind.
Not much you can do when you needed those bone chips removed from your elbow, and that does set you back.
As late as it was. I mean, this was December.
Right.
And in a sense, it was kind of what happened to Joe Mauer a few years ago when he had his knee done in December. Something arose, and you know the time to take care of that stuff is as soon as the season ends, so you don't show up in spring training and you're behind.
Well, he didn't really find out until he started throwing that ball.
Right.
I mean, he rested. He had a good year last year, 12-game winner. But then, you know, once he started working out, that elbow started flaring up, and he needed the surgery.
1-0 to Cabrera. Swing and a foul. These are big at bats for Pinto, who's a Venezuelan, and Cabrera, nothing short of a deity in Venezuela in terms of a hitter who's had great success in the United States. Pinto so far has handled these at bats pretty well against Cabrera. Fly ball, Dozier out. Nice basket catch. Fires to second, and just getting back is Jackson. Good play by Brian Dozier.
Very nice play by Brian Dozier, going back and making a football type catch, and then popped straight back up again and tried to get the force out at second. Cabrera inside pitch. Boy, it looked like it was going to be a little doink in right field, but Dozier right there. Good concentration. Look at him use 2 hands right there, and then pops right back up. And Jackson got back to second.
Prince Fielder with 2 down and 2 on. Strike one.
You know, Alexi Casilla last night had that same type of play. It was a little bit further out, and then he ran into Markakis, and he had that ball in the glove if he had put his hand in there, if he had time to. It's a great play, but the ball ripped out and it fell out, and Tampa Bay ended up winning that ball game.
Yeah, in the case of Casilla's play, he was reaching out and could only get one hand on the play. 1-1. Probably a pass ball to Pinto from up here. Oh, it is called a wild pitch. I beg your pardon. Wow. Jason Giambi with a 2-run home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. And the 15,000 or so who were at Cleveland probably all still standing. Wow, what a moment. The White Sox had just taken a 4-3 lead with a long ball, and the veteran Giambi with maybe his biggest hit for the Indians. So the magic number will remain 2. Fielder taps it foul out of Pinto's glove. Well, the Tigers can stash the champagne. There will be no celebration here at Target Field tonight. Left center field. And Thomas calls for it. Nice job by Tonkin. He gets a couple of outs to keep the Tigers at 4. Burbank last night until the 8th inning. We'll see what they can do against Doug Pfister. Maybe the key to their comeback was getting Verlander out of the game. Pfister starts this inning with 91 pitches.
Pfister has retired the last 11 Twin batters.
Inside, ball one. It'll be Doman, Parmalee, and Thomas.
It was Doman and Parmalee that scored the only run for the Twins so far off of Pfister. The double by Doman, the base hit by Parmalee.
Here's a drive to right field, deep to right. And Hunter never bothers to move. Doman with some extra base pop in this homestand. A pinch hit double last night and a double and a home run tonight.
Home run number 14 on the year for Ryan Doman, is 12th as a left-handed hitter. That was a no-doubter. Yeah, Torrey did not move. And no reason to. Pitch left up, and Doman knew he got it all.
Last night, the Twins got 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to send it to extra innings. Now they strike for a run in the 7th. Here's Parmalee, who drove in the first run with a single. It takes strike 1. Would hit that out into Jim Thome land, who was in town, or in the Twin Cities today, outside the Twin Cities. They dedicated a field in Rockford, Minnesota. And Jim was in town for that. 2 strikes quickly to Parmalee. And a tapper foul. Smiley and Albuquerque both did well last night. They're first out of the chute tonight. Inside. Inside 2-2. They're working quickly. Parmalee grounds one to the right side. Nice stop by Infante. Fires wide. Avila has the ball kick away from him, and now Parmalee can't pull the trigger on advancing to second. Good stop by Infante. Terrible throw. He threw it so poorly, went behind or got by Avila and off the screen in front of the Twins dugout.
Yeah, Infante dove for that ball, and the ball ended up behind him, and then he tried to hurry his throw. The breaking ball. Yeah, it should be an infield base hit. And then, you know, Parmalee not the quickest of foot, so even though he saw that ball get away, he wants to make sure that he does not get thrown out at second base. They'll give Parmalee an infield base hit, his second hit of the ball game.
Thomas's last run batted in was July 29th. He's up with a man aboard here and nobody out.
He had a chance in the second inning to drive in a run, but hit that ground ball to Infante with runners at first and third. Excuse me, with Parmalee at third.
0-2. Thomas called out on strikes in the 4th. To Thomas. One away.
Another strikeout for Thomas. Pfister picking up his 7th strikeout.
Don't worry, those things are not that scary. The alligators, they're fun to look at. You're under the sun, palm trees, baseball in March in Fort Myers, Florida. You can be a part of the official spring training fan experience. One-stop shopping for game tickets and hotel accommodations as well as exclusive pregame meet and greet with players. 612-276-3824 or visit twinsbaseball.com for more info. Here's Escobar 0 for 2. Twins need to keep the line moving here with Thomas striking out, Parmalee at first. The batter, of course, represents the tying run. 2-0. Fastball on a strike. Off the plate, 3-1 with Presley on deck.
Yeah, Pfister with only one walk in a ball game. Might be his last batter with Presley on deck.
Escobar tried to tie the game, 3-2. He does have 3 home runs. A big double in the comeback win last night. Three and 2. Parmalee goes and the pitch hit sharply to center and down for a hit. Escobar with a base hit. Tying run at first with one away.
Not a bad pitch right here, and Jim Leland will be making a pitching change. Let's take a look at the pitch right here. Parmalee taking off, but the ball lined into center field. Parmalee hesitated to make sure that it falls in and gets to second.
And a good start for the Tigers. Pfister leaving with 1 out in the 7th. Bullpen in the 7th tonight. Pfister got 1 out and comes out, and the guy who relieved Verlander last night will relieve Pfister tonight.
Yeah, Drew Smiley started the 7th inning last night, gave up an infield base hit to Presley, and then Herman followed with a base hit to center, and he was out of the ball game. But he's had a very good year out of that bullpen. 74 innings pitched, 78 strikeouts. He's kept the ball in the ballpark too, only allowing 4 home runs.
See the same sequence for the Tigers with Al Albuquerque relieving Smiley in the ball game last night. Presley with the tying run at first, and the runner at first, Escobar, pretty quick runner. Presley takes a strike. Presley hitting a little over 300 against left-handed pitchers. Strike two. Presley doesn't agree. Tough spot now for Presley. Dozier on deck.
Breaking ball wise, slider and a curveball for Smiley.
That's by Avila.
Slider down. Smiley last year, 18 starts for the Tigers. 23 appearances overall. This year in the bullpen.
Straight over the top. Presley flicks it foul out near the outside corner. He kept his at bat alive. Beautiful night for baseball. Twins and Tigers playing another competitive game here. Twins with one run on the board here in the 7th, and 2 men out there and 1 out. 1-2 to Presley. Another nice block by Avila. He's kept those runners from moving up. Harmony at second. And Escobar at first.
Look at Avila. Twice he's been able to do that. Keep the runners where they're at.
Two and 2. 3-2. Those are on deck.
It's a good take right there by Presley.
He's drawn 5 walks since the trade. And in addition to filling the bases, a walk here would get the tying run into scoring position. Got him. Came back and got the inside corner, and that's just the second out. Smiley was walking to the dugout.
Well, because he knew Jim Leland was going to take him out.
Here comes Leland to bring in Albuquerque.
Well, straight over the top fastball. And Presley taking it for strike 3. Plenty of the plate.
So 2 on, 2 out. I believe it'll be Albuquerque who came in to the 7th inning last night to face Brian Dozier. Substitution with Al Albuquerque coming in to face Brian Dozier and the Twins threatening.
Yeah, he did a good job when he released Smiley in the 7th inning. He struck out Dozier, got Willingham to pop up, and then he struck out Pinto to end the 7th inning, making his 52nd relief appearance. I don't think he threw a fastball last night. Everything was that slider. Able to pick up a couple strikeouts in the 3 batters he faced.
Dozier, after that strikeout, ended up getting a game-tying home run and then the single that led to the game-winning run in the 11th. Lessons learned, perhaps. We'll see what Dozier does here in the 7th against Albuquerque. Ball 1.
And another slider.
Well, it worked last night.
Sparky Lyle all over again. Slider.
1-0 to Dozier.
Change up right there at 83. Albuquerque, 26 years old. He's had the Tommy John surgery, 2 right shoulder surgeries.
High, 2-1. There's a fastball in there someplace, and it's a good one in the low to mid 90s. He just doesn't throw it much. 2-1. Half swing on the slider, 2-2.
A very tight slider.
He froze Dozier. It was one of his 3 called third strikes last night. 2-2. Three and 2 with Blufondek.
Runners will get a good lead right here. Take off with the pitch. 2 outs.
Full count to Dozier. Toward the hole. Scooped up by Santiago. Low throw, and it's picked up nicely by Fielder at first. And the Twins get 1 and leave 2. In the late innings, getting back to within 2 now. We go to the 8th inning.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Now, you threw 1 no-hitter in your time. Did you ever lose one with 2 outs in the 9th?
No, I lost a lot of them in the first inning, too. But no. I saw former Twin Steve Luber When I was with the Texas Rangers, he came over and they pitched a very good ball game. He lost it with 2 outs in the ninth.
Yeah, well, Michael Wacha lost a no-hitter against the Nationals. 2 outs in the ninth. Ryan Zimmerman got an infield hit.
Did he win the game?
Apparently, Cardinals won it 2-0.
Okay, good. There's another team that has good pitching. Their main guy, Adam Wainwright.
Up and away, ball 1. Martinez, Infante, and Kelly will hit in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Martinez now hitting as a left-handed hitter, where he is hitting .316. He put the Tigers on the board in the 4th inning with the leadoff home run against Scott Diamond.
High pop up left center field. Thomas with the catch. Well, here's what happened. In St. Louis, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Michael Wacha.
Zimmerman.
Oh boy, look at that.
Oh, the good throw gets him, right?
And Zimmerman beats it out.
Adams, the first baseman, came off the bag, and if it had been a little bit better throw, it looked like they might have gotten him.
It almost looked like Adams tagged the runner before Zimmerman, before he tagged the bag.
Controversy. Love it. 1 down in the 8th. As long as I'm not involved in it, I love it. Infante, the batter. There's a number back to Tonkin. 2 down. We'll bring up Kelly. Take a look at our AT&T Twitter poll. Who do you think should win the AL MVP award? And yeah, I would concur with that. Nothing away from Davis, and Trout, but their teams aren't going to the playoffs. The award is the most valuable player, not the best statistical year.
Well, Ron Gardenhire coming out to make a pitching change. Good job by Tonkin. These 4 batters did give up the hit to Torrey Hunter, but good job.
And another step forward with Caleb Thielbar coming in the 8th. A little bit better in the Tiger bullpen last night. And Caleb Thielbar will be asked to get the last out at the top of the 8th.
Yeah, he's having a very, very good rookie season. Caleb making his 47th relief appearance, a 1.88 earned run average, only 23 hits allowed in 43 innings pitched.
Different type of pitchers, but earlier I mentioned several years ago the Twins had a tremendous left-handed relief corps. You had Guardado closing games, and Santana, before he became a starter, was just lights out. And J.C. Romero was really tough. And again, not in that caliber, but I think the Twins have had the best left-handed relief work they've had since those days, what, 10 years ago, whenever it was. You got a left-handed closer in Perkins, and both Thielbar and Dunsing, for the most part, have done a really good job again this year. 1-0. You'd like to think that moving forward, all three of them would be fixtures for the next couple of years. Again, Ron Gardenhire mentioning today that they have not given up the notion of Brian Dunsing being a starting pitcher. 1-1. A foul. Of course, if you have three left-handed relievers and one of them is a closer, you in reality have two. You've got two situations where you can use a lefty because you're saving the closer all the time.
That's a nice, you know, that's what Thielbar has meant to that bullpen, that if they are thinking about putting Dunsing into that starting rotation, you have this guy right here.
Swing and a miss, and Thielbar puts Kelly away. And then the Twins bullpen has a 1-2-3 8th inning.
Of the 8th. I'm Jamie Hirsch, inviting you to stay with us after the final out is recorded for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We will take a look at the 4th inning, the inning in which the Tigers have scored all 4 of their runs so far tonight. We'll also give you an updated look at a crazy night around Major League Baseball, including a 2-out, 2-run home run by Jason Giambi to give the Indians a walk-off win in Cleveland tonight. Big night ahead, and we've got all the highlights on Twins Live. And, of course, we'll hear from manager Ron Gardenhire all after the game, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. Trevor Plouffe leads off the 8th against Bruce Rondon. He'll light up the radar gun at 100-plus miles per hour.
Rondon at 6'3", about 275 from Venezuela in his rookie season. Started down in the minor leagues. Got called up. He's been doing a good job out of there. 30th relief appearance. 11 walks, 27 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings.
1 strike to Plouffe. 2 strikes. He still owes us a home run, doesn't he? 2 strikes. It'll be Plouffe, Willingham, and Pinto. 3 right-handed batters facing Rondon. Off the plate, and Plouffe is gone on 3 pitches. It's get you caught up on what's happened here with the Tigers up by 2.
Well, the Twins had that early lead. Parmalee's RBI single scored Ryan Doman in the second inning. But in the fourth inning, it was Victor Martinez leading the top of the fourth off with a home run, his 13th of the year. That's followed by Infante's home run, another home run by Jackson. But it's a 4-1 ball game until Ryan Doman hitting a home run, his 14th of the year, and career number 99 for Ryan Doman.
Willingham gets a slider and waves at it. 1 strike. Tough night for Josh. A ground ball double play in the first and a pair of strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking. Hunter across the letters high, ball 1. There's some thought at the very beginning of the year Rondon might be the closer. He simply did not throw enough strikes early on.
Yeah, he was up in April, then they sent him back down. He did a pretty good job down in AAA and then recalled again back on the end of June. He's been with the club ever since.
Had some elbow issues. First time he's been in a ball game now since September 2nd. 1-2 to Willingham. Breaking ball, got him.
Boy, a good spot too, down and away.
2 down.
Willingham strikes out for the 3rd time. It's not a big slider, but watch this breaking ball right here.
Between the break and the come down from 101 miles per hour, it's got to be tough to adjust to, I would think. Pinto 0 for 3.
There's a breaking ball for strike 1. Two youngsters facing each other right here, both from Venezuela. Pinto 24, Rendon 22.
And he waved at it. Pinto eventually landed almost out of the left-handed batter's box. 2 strikes. He struck out the side on 10 pitches. And it's a 4-2 ball game as we go to the 9th. That's really a pop fly on the right field line after Dozier's home run. 4-2 ball game going to the 9th inning. Caleb Thielbar made quick work of Don Kelly, and now he'll pitch to the Tigers in the 9th. The Indians with a dramatic pinch hit 2-run home run with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th by Jason Giambi, and they beat the White Sox 5-4. So the best that the Tigers can do here tonight is reduce their magic number to 1, which of course means they clinch a share of the division title. Tigers and Twins play a night game tomorrow. So for that matter do the White Sox and Indians. First pitch lifted to left, and Thomas. A little bit of a wait and a catch and a quick first out in the 9th.
Yeah, third time that Avila has hit a fly ball to Thomas out and left. Thielbar getting a quick out.
And Ramon Santiago will hit next. Santiago 1 for 3, a single in the 4th inning in front of Jackson's home run. Strike 1. At the bottom of the 8th in Arlington, Texas leading Houston 3-2. One and one. Foul ball chased by Parmalee, but it's back in the seats. 1-2. Red Sox are in danger of losing their best record in league status, which would give them home field advantage through the playoffs. They're trailing 8-1. Oakland's trailing the Dodgers 1-0. Thielbar strikes out Santiago, 2 down. CenturyLink linked to what's next. And Max Scherzer will go for the Tigers against Kevin Correa of the Twins.
Yeah, Kevin Correa's last start for the Twins this year, looking for win number 10. And Scherzer having a Cy Young type year.
Correa's had a tough a time getting win number 10 as Scherzer did getting win number 20. He finally succeeded in his last start. 1-0 to Austin Jackson.
And tomorrow in pregame, had a chance to sit down with Max Scherzer. That'll be on our pregame show tomorrow. As they splice it all together, make it a feature. Amazing what they can do.
First time you spend any time with Scherzer?
Yeah.
And?
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. Very talkative. He grew up in St. Louis, so I had to show him my World Series ring right off.
Oh, I'm sure he appreciated that, the 87.
Going. But he was only 3 years old, so he said that they still have, their family still has tickets to the apartments. 3 generations.
2-2 to Jackson. Bottom of the 9th, and the Twins will send up Domet, Parmalee, and Thomas. At least they're scheduled. We were told Oswaldo Arcia probably would not be available to pinch hit. His knee is still sore. Looks like Joaquin Benoit's warming up for another save opportunity. Hold foul. Still 2-2. First time he blew a save opportunity last night when he allowed the Dozier home run in the 9th. And that'll drop into right field for a base hit. Jackson keeps the inning alive for the Tigers. A 2-out single will get Hunter to the plate.
Yeah, for Jackson, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Here comes Torrey Hunter. He already has 3 hits. After getting 3 hits in yesterday's game. Brings out Ron Gardenhire.
Thielbar pitching an inning, giving up now a hit. Another nice job by Thielbar as he and Tonkin have gotten some big outs here late in the game, keeping this a 4-2 ball game. Casey Fiend will pitch next for the Twins. This series, big double against Casey Fiend last night in the 7th inning. And Torrey remembers that. You can bet Casey Fiend remembers it too.
Yeah, Casey Fiend making his 72nd relief appearance. He gave up 4 hits in a third of an inning last night, a couple of runs in the 4-3 Twins 11-inning win. Casey, a former Twin Tigers, signed with the Tigers back in 2006. Pitched for the Tigers in 2009 and 10.
Twins have a couple of former Tigers, Fiend and Clete Thomas. Tigers have one former Twin, and it's Torrey Hunter, and he's having a great series. Fiend throwing over to first, and Torrey just to get a chuckle out of the Twins dugout, squared to bunt.
Jackson with good speed at first base, 8 stolen bases in 12 attempts. Fiend has allowed 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts. Base stealers.
Swing and a miss by Hunter.
Good slider there by Fiend.
Off the plate, 1-1. Three hits today, and the average of 303. Didn't hit for much power early in the season, but now still has an outside chance at a 20 home run year.
Tigers don't run a lot. They have only 35 stolen bases. Jackson with 8 of those.
1-1 to Hunter. Hunter swings through strike 2.
Yeah, Pinto was sitting outside and the ball inside, and Torrey swinging through it. Pinto jumps outside, and that ball middle in.
Torrey would like another swing at that one. For all those years, Torrey Hunter, part of the Twins core. And Corey Koski a part of it, Doug Minkiewicz a part of it, Jock Jones, A.J. Pierzynski. It's one of the challenges for Terry Ryan, too, to try to redevelop a core here in Minnesota. Joe Mauer and some other players need to be fixtures here. 1-2. High fastball got it. So Fiend exacts some revenge, pitching the end of a scoreless ninth. Let's see if the Twins can tie it up again at the bottom of the ninth like they did last night. Joaquin Benoit came into the game. He gave up a game-tying home run to Brian Dozier, and the Twins won the ball game 2 innings later.
I remember he came in the 8th inning, got the final 2 outs, and then Dozier led off the bottom of the 9th with a solo home run. First blown save opportunity for Benoit, looking for save number 23 on the year.
Ryan Doman, who's had a very good night at the plate with a couple of extra base hits.
Yeah, he doubled and scored in the 2nd inning on Parmelee's base hit, and then a home run in the 7th. His 14th of the year and his 99th career home run.
Doman will dig in here. Doman 1 for 7 against Benoit, and the 1 was a home run. Would love a home run here in the 9th. They'd love to have a base runner aboard first. At the knees, strike 1.
Benoit with that fastball clocked at 93. Very good changeup and a slider. Third season with the Tigers.
One and one. There's a sense that maybe Benoit blowing a save, not the worst thing in the world to happen to the Tigers, who are going to win the division almost certainly. To give him some experience on how to respond to something like that, because it's entirely possible, if not probable, it might happen somewhere along in the playoffs. If the Tigers are going to win the World Series, Benoit might have to rebound from a disappointing outing to pitch well later in the series or the postseason.
Well, that last pitch, a changeup, and Doma way out front.
1-2. Capper up the line, foul.
What makes a good changeup is that the arm speed is just like a fastball. Benoit, 35 years old, originally signed by the Rangers back in 1996 out of the Dominican Republic.
Another changeup, one down.
The Twins will see a lot of those tomorrow from Matt Scherzer. He also has a very good changeup and great location of this pitch. Not only outer half, but has a little dip to it. And Doman a strikeout victim. Last 4 outs have been recorded on strikeouts.
And another 12 strikeout game for the Twins batting lineup. Here is Parmalee. Strikeout and a pair of singles. Fouled back, 1 strike. Up and away, 1-1. Swings through a fastball, 1-2.
Benoit was almost out of baseball. They had surgery on that right shoulder back in 2009. Did not pitch in all of 2009, recovering for it. Signed with the Rays and kind of rejuvenated his career.
1-2 to the Twins' first baseman. 2-2.
94-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. Does that set up the changeup down and away like he did when he struck out Doman? Vila sitting away.
Driven to right field and deep. Hunter plays the bounce. Parmalee to second. Here's the throw, not in time. Little unfamiliarity, I think, for Hunter in right. Not sure about the wall and the overhang to that ball. I think landed about 4 feet up on the wall.
Yeah, it's a tough play right there, but you know, Parmalee having quite a night. A couple singles, drove in a run, and now a double on that changeup. Torrey getting it back in. We've seen only maybe a handful of balls hit that limestone and come back into play.
And now Thomas represents the tying run. Mastroianni in the game as a pinch runner. Way out in front of the changeup. One strike. And pitch, same spot, same result, 0-2. With a ground out in the second, a pair of strikeouts since, and now he's in a tough spot. 0-2. Three changeup. Foul tip. Vila hangs on. 2 away.
And the third time that Thomas has struck out here tonight. All 3 pitches right there. I mean, down and away, and Thomas can't reach it.
Last hope for the Twins, Escobar, and if Oswaldo Arcia were available to hit, he would be used here, one would think. Chris Herman also would be available, but Escobar getting a chance here. Got a couple of hits in the series. Trying to keep the game alive for the Twins. And there's the fastball that Thomas was waiting for. And Escobar takes it for a strike.
Yeah, fastball at 95. So important for a guy like Benoit that has a great changeup, but you can see a lot of those are out of the strike zone to get ahead in the count.
And another fastball right on the outside corner. And now Escobar got to dig out of an 0-2 hole.
2 fastballs at 95. Watch Avila, the way he catches this ball right here. Sets outside, pulls it back a little bit, but called a strike by Brian Lenore.
0-2 to Eduardo Escobar. One and two. If Escobar can keep the game alive, Alex Presley would hit next. 1-2. Another pitch in the inner half of the plate. Put a good swing on it.
96, so finding a little extra is Benoit. All 4 pitches have been 95, 95, 95, 96. You have to throw Escobar that changeup. Threw Parmalee a changeup that he left up, and Parmalee hit the double.
Another 1-2 to Escobar. Two and two. Mastroeni at second, but of course his run right now is meaningless. The Twins need another base runner. Or Escobar to hit one over the fence. Up and foul.
Well, there's that change up there at 85.
We talked about it last night, and in terms of repertoire, similar to Fernando Rodney, pretty much a fastball changeup guy. Similar velocities. Both had their careers resurrected in St. Petersburg. Two to Escobar. Struck him out.
Nasty change.
This time Benoit converts the save. And the Tigers even the series and reduce their magic number now to 1. Anthony LaPanta last night, the Twins teed off on the Tiger bullpen. Rondon struck out the side in the 8th, and in the 9th, Benoit struck out the side.
Throwing a strikeout for Smiley in the 7th inning, and the Tigers record 7 of the last 8 outs by the strikeout. We'll show you how Detroit squared this series. look at a crazy night around the majors and hear from Gardy next on Twins Live.